What's up, guys? It's Kictor. I'm here with my beautiful fiance. Did you know we were engaged? Did you know she loves me back?
I'm hardly a special guest, though.
Yes, you are the most special guest. I'll have you know, every single stream, someone is like, where's Stitch? How come Stitch isn't here? Where the hell is she? And if you're lucky, you'll catch a glimpse of you in the corner.
That's true. Sometimes I'm back there doing laundry.
Last time I actually looked over and saw you couldn't reach something on the top shelf of the closet.
I was looking for the iron.
Oh, yeah. Did you get it?
I did.
Oh, good.
I did, but I'm like, man, I hope no one sees me struggle. I was seen.
I saw it. That's so funny. Oh, who's here today? Esper Lady says, guess what, Stitch? I am almost done with my Hanfu skirt.
Amazing. I'm so excited. I hope I get to see it. That's awesome.
That's awesome. I asked Stitch if she'd teach me how to hem today.
The magic words.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I will teach you how to hem.
Teach you how to hem. Sienna, thank you for sending a gift membership. Really appreciate that, Sienna. How are you doing today? Kate says, oh my goodness, there's a Stitch.
That's right.
Oh, and a dog. Wow, the whole family's here. Link butt.
What are you doing?
We have a tote full of miscellaneous things from moving, and we didn't have any place to put it, so we just kind of put it next to our couch and then put a giant blanket over top of it. It's kind of like a coffee table. It's just kind of there. It's kind of like we need to get something and put it there. However, I hear the strangest sound earlier, and Lex has jumped from the couch onto the tote with the blanket and is laying down on it.
It's like, wow, what a perfect little sunning spot for me by the window.
And
it's
you know,
like...
I think it was in the sun. Like,
yeah.
The blanket was probably really warm, but I'm like, on top of a tote. Like, a fat little Shiba jumping onto a tote is hilarious.
I'm surprised they don't get... If we put a blanket on the table, would they jump onto that? Is, like, that the only requirement for just... Oh, new space just dropped.
Need to put more blankies down. Oh my goodness, you guys! What is happening? Oh my goodness. Kenzie, thank you so much for your donation. Hi, bestie. Had my second interview and it went well. However, my current job is still making me very stressed. I'm putting my 2 weeks in this Friday.
You're so close to being free.
Exactly. Fuck them. Sorry. No. Hold it out. You got this. 2 weeks. Dude, that's so exciting. Oh my God. Just, you know, anything they say to you in one ear, out the other, because you're going to be gone and it won't be your problem anymore. But that is awesome. Oh my gosh. Really glad to hear that your interview went well. And thanks Stitch 2 for the support of Insta2. What does that mean?
Oh, I was chatting with Kenzie on Instagram.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Aw, how sweet. Master Ash, thank you for your donation. I just watched the ORV video today. So excited to see what you think about it as you read Stitch. I think you'll enjoy what's ahead.
Thank you. It makes me so happy when people like watch the ORV video and left nice comments and talked about it, since it's kind of like branching into a little bit of a different fandom. But I really enjoyed the first volume, and I'm just so intrigued by the main couple of protagonists there. I want them to interact more, but I feel like I'll have to be patient.
Yes. It's so funny because for once we are coming into a fandom later. Like, we are only consuming the official new translation. Most things we've read a fan translation for beforehand, or we kind of know
what we're getting into.
But for example, I guess the little guys in Omniscient Reader are not called goblins in like the original translation or something. So we got a couple comments that are like, oh my god, every time they say goblins, I want to die.
I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, but this is the officially licensed version. There's gonna be people referring to the text directly.
But then I'm like, I'm sure that is like us mourning Gaga in the TGCF dub.
For sure.
Right? But there are some people who have only seen the dub and they're like, to me, Shalian's just fine. I'm like, you weren't there. You don't know.
Yeah. Or a comment that was like, oh, thank goodness you said like Kim Dokja. I'm like, yeah.
Instead of Dokja Kim.
Which it was actually Dr. Kim, like in the book. And I was like, and then I looked up the name. I was like, oh, okay. And I feel like we're so used to Asian media. It's like, there's no reason to switch the names around. Like, it's okay to have it as the original, so I'll do that. But I mean,
is his name Katsuki Bakugo or Bakugo Katsuki?
I think it would be like, you know, it would be sad to get like, I don't know, if people were mad at you for referring to it, like if you didn't know which direction the name went. I don't know.
But I liked seeing a lot of your guys' comments, knowing you guys have read it and stuff.
I'm
so
excited to read more.
I appreciate that, Master Ash. Sienna, thank you for your donation as well. Oh my gosh. The day is almost upon us. I'm meeting a lawyer tomorrow to sign all the docs for the new house. I get the keys in a week. I am so excited. Oh, that is amazing. Exciting. Congrats.
Oh, I'm so glad.
That is so awesome. I love to hear that. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, before this, I was not feeling good. I was not feeling good. I was just like, I don't feel good. And then Stitch was like, what if I did the stream with you, at least for the beginning? And I was like, okay. And my mood turned around 100%. I'm obsessed with you. Please don't leave me.
You're okay.
Even though you are a wall away. Lucia says, Stitch, I have a question. Did you read Thousand Autumns? Because I don't get it. This guy fell from a cliff and some guy saves him and my brain is a mess.
I did read Thousand Autumns and I regret to be the one to inform you that it only gets messier from here on out. Just don't trust Yanwushi with your heart. Don't trust that motherfucker. It's gonna hurt your feelings.
Sienna says, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to move out of your walls.
Alas, but at least you'll have your own walls. You're never beating the Bingha allegations. I'm sorry, my love. You're fine with that now.
Or kindred spirit. Master S says, oh, don't worry, Stitch. There'll be plenty of shipping material. And honestly, Doksha is my favorite protagonist of all time.
You know, so many people like speak so highly of it. And so I'm really excited to read more, to see more. And I'm excited for the shipping material. I'm a dirty little Fujo. And if there's two guys I can make kiss in my head, I'm happy.
Guy kissing in my bed. Guys kissing in my bed. My head. Sorry, I fucked it up. CSZL, thank you for your donation. Recap: Xiaoqing Chen can't live with the truth. Shueyong, what's that? BSODS. What does that mean? End flashback. Shueyong slain but taken by Gravedigger. Juniors cry and burn paper. Wei Wuxian wants to drink with Lan Wangji. Oh, right. At the very end. So yeah, forget all the drama. At the very end, the juniors are burning Joss paper for Ching and Xiaoqing Chen.
Aww,
and then Wei Wuxian's like, Lan Zhan, you burned Joss paper for me when I died, right? And he's like, He's like, what?
He's like, wow, can't believe nobody loves me. And Lan Wangji's like, I literally couldn't accept your death. But I'm not going to say that.
Kate, thank you for your donation, Kate. Gonna lurk and stream while I draw because I have 1,000 things to do. Sent you a Patreon whip and doodle of my wife, Shay Ching Chung.
Oh my god.
Excited for Vancouver. Yeah, I'm gonna be seeing Kate soon. That's cool. Oh, okay.
His butt is out. He's gotta be cold.
This is some lovely Hualien that I believe it was so innocent. It's so innocent. The exposure is actually blowing out some of the hickeys on here. But then I love this. Aww. Your tired wife.
Tired old wife.
This is Shay Ching Chung from Case File Compendium. He loves to smoke, loves to pretend he's not gay. Guys, if I missed your donation, I've never ever meant to do it on purpose. Please don't guilt trip me. Quinn sent a donation and said, "We welcome our beloved Queen Stitch to the stream. We are truly blessed." Aww. I love that you guys love Stitch. I'm glad we can all be in the Loving Stitch fan club. Wei Wuxian's wig says, "It's my birthday." Oh my god, happy birthday, Wei Wuxian's wig. Happy birthday. Can't stay, so love you all. Oh my god, I hope I saw this before you got to leave. Oh my god. I hope you have a great day. You're so much fun to have in the chat, so I hope you get to have a fun day celebrating your birthday. Oh, that's awesome. Waffles has been a member for 4 months and says, 4 months. I'm watching while packing for college. I get to meet all my new friends. So many of them are into BL cause art school. That's awesome. Yes, that's awesome. That is awesome. Thank you.
That's so exciting too. Oh my gosh, like moving out for college, having like new friends.
Oh my gosh.
Going to art school. That's so cool.
That's super cool. I also went to art school, like film school, but across from my hallway was like the art design kids, and they always put fan art on the walls. And I remember one day I saw Yuri on Ice fan art, and I was like,
somewhere in here.
Yeah, Among Us. That's awesome. Madisha has been a member for 1 month and says, "Stitch, are you going to read the ORV manhwa?"
I'm so tempted because I'm really impatient for, to know more of the plot and everything. But then I'm like, oh, but will that like ruin the book for me? Like kind of knowing what's gonna happen. So I don't know what to do yet.
And thank you for being a member. And Orion has been a member for 7 months and says, "I have nothing to say here, so just a hello to everyone. I hope everyone is having a good day." Oh, that's so nice. Orion, I love having you in the chat. You're so funny. Oh, I appreciate that. I was having a bad day, but now I'm having a good day. And Miss Rosie sent a gift membership. Thank you so much, Miss Rosie. And I'm so sorry we've been dealing with the problem with the shipping and everything like that. I think some people trying to send fan mail, which is like the kindest thing in the whole wide world, are getting like the tariff stuff is affecting it. So
yeah,
definitely be careful if you're sending anything in the mail. But I hope that that stuff goes away eventually. Yeah. But I always appreciate you wanting to send something to us, Miss Rosie. Thank you so much. Scarlet Knight says, "Hi, Stitch. Hi, Kictor. Waves. Hi." Aw, that's so cute. Thank you for donating and saying hi. And Master Ash says, "Last thing, then I'll shut up about ORV, LMAO. But you mentioned Complain in the video, and they are 2 characters with the Complain dynamic. Dokja hates something they wrote. They're a goof."
Interesting. Okay,
interesting.
Okay, I don't think I actually want an answer to this because that would be a spoiler. But it's like, is the author of the original novel a character in the novel as well? Like, that's what I was thinking. I don't know.
Is Yoo Jung-hyuk the author?
I don't think so. He's just the protagonist of the novel, so unless it's like a literal
Don't answer. Please don't answer. Don't answer.
But I'm so curious. But yeah, I don't want to know, but I was wondering.
Wait. Oh my god. Beep boop. Beep boop. Hello to you both. I'm currently catching up to the other stream so I don't get confused, but I wanted to stop and give a little gift. I hope you guys have a good stream. Love you guys. Oh my god.
That's so sweet. Oh my gosh.
Oh, thank you so much. That is so kind. And you sent 10 membership. Oh my gosh. Okay, my 2 monitors, there's like a delay. Dude, what? Oh my god. Thank you so much. That is so, so nice of you. I really appreciate that. The memberships are what fuel this channel. So anybody that gets gifted a membership, if they end up staying for another month or anything like that, it's just like, it's such an incredible help. It's unheard of. So thank you so, so much. You are so kind, Bee-Boop, and I fucking love your name so much. Bee-Boop.
Bee-Boop.
I knew I could get you to say it. Oh, Bee-Boop. Oh my gosh. It's also Lucy's birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Happy birthday, Lucy.
Birthday,
Oh my god.
My goodness. Feels like we should be lighting a candle or something.
Yeah, we're here to celebrate with you, Lucy. This is awesome. Give you a big birthday hug. Big who do we have here?
Gojo.
We got Gojo. Gojo can say happy birthday to you. And Hualien. Oh, happy birthday. We're gonna go make out over here. I hope you have a good birthday. Guang Hui, thank you so much for your donation. Hi, I can't stay long because I'm so tired of mean people at my school.
Oh.
What? I was going well this year, but whatever, I guess. Have a good night, everyone. Oh, shit.
I'm sorry you can't stay long. That sounds like it sucks.
Yeah, I'm sorry you're having a bad time at school. That's terrible. Fuck them. I'm sorry, though. That's awful. You are awesome, and we know how awesome you are. We know how creative you are, and how kind you are, and how funny you are. So I hope nobody gets under your skin. But if they're being mean, like, fuck them, man. I'm sorry to hear that. That's awful. Kate says, Hualien are always making out. It's why I love them. Hell yeah.
Yes, they should.
Why aren't we always making out?
That was so funny. I was not expecting that. I was gonna say, speaking of Hualien, we should talk about the zine that we're working on.
Yes! Oh my god! Stitch knows how to make zines where you print them out, you fold it up, and then you make one cut, and then it's like a little magazine. And I maybe this is why the day went bad. I set up a printer.
Oh my gosh. That was horrible. That was wretched. The psychic damage you took from the amount of time it required, the pain, the
It
stress.
doesn't make any sense. It just wouldn't connect to the Wi-Fi. I was doing every step perfectly, and it just wouldn't connect. And then I unplugged it, turned it back on. I did that cycle 4 times.
And then it
decided to just work.
It's like, I guess I can't wear you down. I guess I'll work.
Yeah, literally. But it worked. So we printed out our zine.
We'll test one.
And Stitch wrote 2 little episodes of our Heaven Deputy's Blessing, where it's a cowboy AU.
It's a cowboy AU of DGCF.
And it's literally because me and Stitch are going to be Hualien on Saturday for a little convention. Yep. Cowboy Hualien.
Cowboy Hualien! We made Cowboy Hualien outfits! I'm so happy! I have a lasso!
It's really good.
I made a lasso. We went to Home Depot and I got rope for a lasso.
Stitch really lucked out at the thrift store too, finding matching little cowboy boots and a matching vest too. And you got a really good, just like nice white cowboy shirt.
Yup. Got vest. I found a little deputy badge at the dollar store. Incredible find.
And
I'm glad people. Okay, because we were thinking that like, we could probably put up the little zine digitally, and it would just be kind of formatted to print. And so, well, I guess that's kind of...
We could just put up the zine as a PDF for free on Ko-Fi.
Yeah.
So you can download it if you want to see it. Because Stitch wrote it like it's a little fan fiction. And I'm drawing the picture.
The art already looks really, really good. So we'll make sure that you guys have access to it for free in some way, even if it's just like digitally.
And you might be wondering, why is it not Hualien and Beef Leaf? Well, it's because our other friends, Ray and Cass, are cosplaying Yin Yu and Chuan Yi Jen. Cowboys!
Yeah, it's so funny.
So, yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. Also, like, that's a rare pair ship that we haven't talked about in a long time.
Yeah. And now you'll get to learn their cowboy lore as well.
Yeah, their cowboy lore.
Kind of, like, honestly, everything fits way too well.
Ray made this meme that is so funny of, Yin Yu starting to work for Hua Chung, be like... Is that not accurate? Oh my god. Yin Yu be like... Oh my god. It's good. I feel like they're such forgotten characters, but it's gonna be so much fun to like meme it up with them.
It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah.
Very excited. Very excited to use my lasso.
Yeah. She lassoed me. Turns out we need a stiffer rope for it to like, if you're actually gonna lasso anything.
Yeah. It's not a great lasso, but it's technically a functional lasso. I made the knot. It's pretty much the same as a noose, I imagine. But it's and then it's like you can. Yeah, so I'm really excited to get some photos of lassoing you. I think that'll be fun.
That'll be fun.
But I don't think like technically like throwing it would really work because it's not stiff enough to like for the hole to be open.
Yeah, the hole like closes on its own.
Yeah, it's kind of just like flat. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we love you too, Guanghui. Anytime you feel like you need some kind words or some motivation, we're always here to help you out.
But yeah. Still, it's very good for Home Depot lasso.
Yeah. Sienna says, could you tie multiple ropes together to make it stiffer? Here's the thing. We are not going back to Home Depot. Buying this rope was mortifying.
It was a mortifying ordeal. We had to ask 2 different people for rope. The guy who helped us get the rope was hilarious.
He was.
But
there's no one helping us. There's this guy in the rope aisle and he's helping this other guy and he's been helping him for like fucking 20 minutes at this point. So we keep walking until we see another person. Normally when you're in the freaking hardware store, they never leave you alone.
I know.
So I'm like, why is no one harassing us?
I dressed like a little lady. I was meant to be asked for help,
right?
Okay?
I'm like, open your eyes a little wider, like stare up a bit, like. And we see this guy and we're like, hey, we need some help cutting rope. And he's like, rope? I'm in plumbing. And I was like, okay. And then he's like, okay, well, let me see if I can help you. Well, is there no one in the aisle? And I said no. And then we go down there and there's the guy in the aisle and he looks at me kind of like, and I was like, he's been helping that guy for so long. So he goes right up to that guy, and he squeezes his shoulder and is like, can you please help these 2 ladies just cut some rope? And he just abandons the other customer to come and help us. And then asked who we'd be hanging with the rope.
Because why else would someone like me need 13 feet of rope exactly?
And then he made it seem like, oh, like, why couldn't you just grab this yourself? And then he couldn't pull it and was like, oh shit, I need to go get the ladder. And it was like a giant thing. And then there's a little machine that they turn on with the key and it burns the rope.
Yeah, it solders it or something. It was crazy. And then we finally get this goddamn rope. And it's like, you have to take a picture of where you got the rope.
It's like picking up a muffin at a bakery.
Yeah.
It's like you got to write down the serial code.
And then we go and we're like, okay, well, how do we buy this now? Because everything's self-checkout apparently.
Yeah, you can't just
we had to get
punch it in at the self-checkout.
2 people to help us, and they were both a little confused, but they managed to sort out. And individually, both employees were like, 13 feet? Looks like less to me. 13 feet? Oh, looks like less to me. I'm like, they're asking me to steal rope. They're like, yeah, you just mark this down as like, 8 feet of rope. I'm just like, I'm gonna pay for 13 feet of rope. I'm sorry.
It was funny. They both were like, looks like less to me.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. That's wonderful.
We had a good time. But oh my god. Too many steps. Too many steps involved.
I don't know. It was crazy. Crazy way to obtain a lasso, but I don't know. Everything's an adventure in cosplay.
Yeah. Yeah, I just was like, please don't ask us what we're doing with it. Lucy says, are you going to be making any more reacting to danmei TikToks? Yes, we do need to film another one, actually. We do once a month.
Yeah.
That's men for you all, honestly, going to the hardware store, right? Oh, Kaz! Dude, that's fucking crazy, Kaz. I hope that you can stay away from those people because that is fucking crazy. I am so sorry that happened to you. Oh my god.
Very sorry.
That is awful. CSCL says, rip Lady Windmaster, you would have loved burlesque aesthetic.
Sometimes I can still hear her voice.
It's me. I'm your best friend. Oh gosh. Orion says Yinyu is so funny to me. He's legit just some random guy. Oh my gosh. Sandy says it was my birthday on Friday and I'm gonna get married in exactly 1 month. Oh my god, that must be so exciting. Did you plan it yourself or did you do you have someone planning it for you? Can't wait, and I'm so excited. I wish you all could be there. I'm ready for this new chapter in my life. I hope all goes well, though. Wish me luck. Oh,
best of
that
luck.
is
That's
so
so
exciting.
exciting.
Oh, that's
Lovely.
so fun. Also, happy birthday as well.
Oh my
So many
goodness,
birthdays.
So many birthdays. Awesome.
Wait, we have to tell them. Okay, just a preface. We
Is this about
Like-
how I didn't know how to play Go Fish?
no.
Learned
So
that
many
today.
anecdotes I could share. Okay, just to preface, horoscopes are something that we enjoy lightly. I know it's something that people can like really believe in, and I respect that. We don't know that much about them, just so you know. So what I'm gonna tell you is kind of a lighthearted story, okay? So Stitch is Sagittarius, and every single Sagittarius thing we have ever read for her never aligns. Ever. It never even sounds like her.
It's like you like extreme sports, you extreme extrovert.
And you love
like,
being outside. But then Stitch is like, isn't there a 13th zodiac? And I'm like, what? and then she's like, yeah, like I think there's like a 13th zodiac. And so I look it up and I'm like, there's all this lore, and I'm like, oh, there is. And then Stitch is like, I think I might fall under those dates. And I look up and I'm like, oh, you do. And there's the 13th zodiac, which is the snake bearer. And the daily horoscope aligned a lot more with what the Sagittarius, compared to the Sagittarius one.
It was I don't know, if you want it to be a magical experience.
Yeah, but I will say that the like second thing that comes up when you look it up is like a Reddit thread of people being like, Taylor Swift is this zodiac sign. So now
It's
we're
just
like,
me and her. No one else has ever been born.
it's you and Taylor Swift.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like the end of November to the beginning of December kind of thing.
Yeah, it's so
yeah.
funny.
I know, it was funny.
It
Oh
was
my
also,
god, you
like-
match with Taylor Swift.
Also, it's just like a funny thing to learn about your significant other, like after 6+ years.
Yeah.
Like, oh, secret zodiac sign.
Yeah, there's a secret
My zodiac sign is Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. What would her little like icon be?
A snake that is literally a bear. It's not.
Snake bearer. Oh my god. Taylor Stitch.
That's so funny.
You're not cosplaying Shaylan this weekend. It's Taylor Stitch.
I'm actually Taylor Stitch. Yep.
Wait. Taylor Stitch.
That's funny.
That's
oh my
a
gosh.
good name.
If I'm ever a drag king,
Taylor
that'll be
Stitch.
my name.
That's really good. Oh my god, that's funny. Stitch, when's your new album coming out? Oh my god.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was good. So that was fun.
Okay, as for not knowing how to play Go Fish, I thought I knew the rules of Go Fish because I like learned how to play Go Fish when I was like 6 years old, and I've just kind of mentally had the rules in my head ever since. I'm like, hey, we should play Go Fish. Haven't played that since I was 6 years old. Turns out 6-year-old Stitch's rules, not exactly Go Fish.
Okay, just in the chat, how many cards do you have to have for it to be like you get to put those cards down and go fish? No one knows.
Four?
3?
Two? Okay, so
Okay,
there's
some
twos.
people are saying 2.
Because when I was 6, I was like, I remember like you made pairs, like you put down 2, but then you look up the official rules, it's 4. You're supposed to make like a set of 4, which kind of makes more sense in retrospect. Maybe, I don't know.
We played 2 originally, but then every time we like picked up a card, we were getting pairs quite frequently. So then we played 4, and I'm like,
It makes
is
more
4 better when you play with 2 people? Maybe the
yeah.
official rules. Okay, lots of people. It seems like 2 and 4 like.
Yeah, okay. Also,
Interesting.
I'm like, I thought you like drew a card so that you always had 7 in your hand, but then I'm like, that's definitely not a rule.
Turns out we were like, haha, baby game, go fish. And it was like, wait, even the best baby games have rigid rules that make it fun baby game.
Yeah.
Yesterday we
Anyone,
want
go
to talk
fish.
about the game that we played yesterday.
Yes. Have you guys heard of Tabula? It is 2,000 years old. It is an ancient Roman game that's, I guess, I haven't played backgammon, but it's similar to that, I guess. And it was really fun. It was really freaking fun. And
Yeah,
you won.
I did win.
You won.
It was an incredible
It was so
win
close,
too.
and I was gonna win, but then you had the greatest comeback ever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, highly recommend.
Lucy says, "What's your favorite card game?" Recently, we've been playing Speed a lot.
Yeah, that's so fun.
I like
I
Speed.
love that.
I like Spoons. I really like Crazy Eights. Which is Uno.
I like blackjack and poker.
I've barely played those. I've played
They're fun. It's
Master
fun if
of
you have,
all
like,
games,
little
but
chips
checkers.
and stuff.
We went.
Esper Ladies heard of Tabula.
Nice.
That's so cool.
It was at an SCA event. Oh, cool. That is awesome. Speaking of checkers, Caitlin. We went to Fort Langley, which is how would you describe it?
It's a fort.
It's like
It's made of wood.
it's like where you would pan for gold, and they did the fur trade, and it's like a Canadian heritage museum.
It's just a bunch of wooden buildings, kind of.
From the 1800s, but
I
they
mean,
built it in the 1950s.
Yeah.
But in it, they had like ancient checkers, and Stitch kicked my ass.
So I'm like, ooh, checkers, let's play.
Literally, she
We're
got
sat
like
down
a
for, like,
fucking.
10 minutes.
She got like a triple chick 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 right as like a giant group of tourists walked in. And I was like, oh.
I'm like, I don't even know if this move is legal.
I love Rummy Cube. We need to play Rummy Cube. We have it.
I don't. Okay.
Also, I want to play Here to Slay. We never play Here to Slay.
Okay, we'll play games. We'll play games anytime you want. Calm down.
It's true. It's true.
Yes.
I do like games.
Yes, you love a little game.
Nichols, yes. Esper Lady says Rummy Cube is so fun. Yes. Oh my god. Rummy Cube is my mom's favorite game, says Sienna. Rummy Cube was the game I would play with my family a lot.
It's good.
It's a good game. It's good, like, everyone's over for Christmas, we're playing Rummy Cube. What was the other? We were talking about Sorry and Trouble.
Trouble was so bad.
The Pop-O-Matic.
I mean, it was fun, but like gameplay wise, it was just aggravating. Nothing happened. It was so boring. You just go around in circles, being mad at your siblings. I also get them confused too.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
I've got it now.
What Sorry
I've got
is.
it now. Sorry has you
Little
said it's the
little
Hershey Kisses,
Hershey one.
and you have to get into your home base in Sorry.
I like playing Scrabble, although that does end up in
Stitch?
intense fights.
You would think Stitch is like a stickler for the rules until she starts playing Scrabble. Stitch is very smart and can spell extremely well. I do not know why she insists on cheating in Scrabble.
It's impossible to cheat in Scrabble.
Kate says Scrabble against the librarian sounds like hell. For ways you would not believe.
I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
will make up words.
That sounds like something you would do.
Gaslighting me. Do you know the game Hitster? That sounds kind of familiar. This is so funny. So like every dinner we go downstairs and have dinner with my family, and we watch game shows. We usually watch Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy.
Yes. So
And there is a fucking game show that we have been trying to record, but for some reason the recording has not happened. And it's like, name that tune. And finally, we will have an episode to watch tonight. And I'm so excited. Remember earlier I was like, nothing to look forward to today.
you can look forward to name that tune.
Yep. I always look forward to the stream, just so you know. But I was thinking about afterwards.
I'm glad you have that going for you. Don't cry. You're okay. What was it? Oh, I like playing dominoes. I feel like
Yeah,
I was
I like dominoes
recently
too.
introduced to dominoes, and I really like that.
Just Me says, please imagine the special children's Go Fish decks where the cards are all different fish, but it's all Hushwen's different legume bonefish. Kenzie says, Stitch, check your DMs for a gift I found you too.
Oh my goodness, I don't have my...
Stitch never has her phone. That's okay.
I will look as soon as I can. Once I'm out of the seat and gone.
My hockey team, oh my god, we actually ended up all fighting over playing Uno because everyone had different house rules and it was crazy heated.
So Uno, you said? Uno, you said?
Yeah.
Uno stresses me out. The suspense leading up to having a singular Uno card. Can't do it.
You can't even remember to say Go Fish, so
exactly,
I can't imagine you not saying Uno.
Exactly, and I think about it the whole time, then I'm just stressed out. I can't do anything else. Too high pressure.
Raining Turtle says, oh man, I'm helping my daughter with her math homework. Never felt so stupid trying to do 7th grade math when I have a math minor. It's kicking my ass. Oh my god, I couldn't remember how to do any math right now. I enjoyed math, but I have to learn how to do it all over again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Esper Lady says, I played Uno in line with other people while I was waiting in line to go into a Howard Wong panel.
Oh, that's fun.
Just having Uno on you is a good idea. That's funny. Uno No Mercy has a +10.
Springing that on somebody if they think they're playing regular Uno would be hilarious.
That's crazy. Oh, wait, okay. I'm going to show them this picture.
Kate, you're so funny.
Kate says, I draw dicks specifically so I never have to do math. Okay, I have a picture for you, and then Stitch is going to leave. And okay. I will read. And we will get iced coffee, though.
Yes, I will bring you iced coffee.
10 banned weapons too brutal for war.
So
that made me laugh so loud. Yeah,
you saved that?
I sent it to my friends, too.
That's so funny.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Okay, goodbye.
I'm gonna make you some iced coffee. You're okay. Oh. You're gonna have such a fun time reading.
I love reading.
You do love reading.
I do.
You're gonna have a good time.
I just miss you. It's just one of those days.
It's okay. Listen, I will hold your hand after this, and I won't let go.
Yay!
You're so funny. You're so funny. Okay, I'm gonna bring you some iced coffee.
Okay.
Yippee, yippee, yippee.
Now we can swear. Kate saw the Peerless video, and so did Esper Lady. Awesome! Thank you guys for watching it. Quinn says, you guys are so cute, makes me jealous. Oh, thank you. I like having fun when we get to have fun. All right. Are you guys ready to uncle up? We also got a ton of packages, so we will open the packages tomorrow. Oh, not tomorrow, sorry, Friday. Uncle up, bitches. Uncle up, uncle up. Kate says, we're going to have so much fun doing Gartic Phone at this Friday member stream, so if you're not a member yet, you should definitely join. Aw, thank you for the promotion, Kate. Yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. I'm excited for Friday. Jung Chung can't kickflip time. Indeed. Finally, I want some, like, fluff. The last couple chapters were so... I mean, they were really, really good. They were really, really good, but so upsetting. Okay, uncles assemble. All right, we are all Jinling's uncle. Oh my god. Okay, yes, it's time for Wang Jin. Chapter 9, The Allure. Not really expecting Lan Wangji to join him, Wei Wuxian tossed back a drink. Lan Wangji looked at him. After a moment of silence, the man drew back his sleeve with care and unexpectedly reached out to pour himself a cup. He steadied himself for a moment, then raised the cup and slowly drank it down. Oh, girl, this is gonna get so messy. Wei Wuxian was amazed. Han Guanjun, you're being far too considerate. Are you really going to join me tonight? It's already crazy. Thank you so much, love. Kate says, get your swords lubed. Or get your self-lubricating hole lubed. I forget, does Wei Wuxian have one of those? He hadn't paid close attention to the man's expression the last time they drank together. This time he made sure to take it all in. Lan Wangji shut his eyes when he drank. He wrinkled his brows, finished the cup in one swallow, and pursed his lips imperceptibly before he opened his eyes once more. Wow, he took it like a champ. The flowing glance that he swept over Wei Wuxian seemed slightly dewy. Go on. Wei Wuxian propped his cheek on his hand and started counting mentally. Sure enough, when he got to 8, Lan Wangji set the wine cup down, placed his forehead against his fingers, closed his eyes, and fell asleep that way. Man, what has he gotta be on to just fall asleep so quickly? Like, oh my god, he must just be tired all the time. Wei Wuxian had to hand it to the man. He really was one to sleep first and be drunk later. An inexplicable eagerness surged to his head at the opportunity. He chugged the remaining liquor in one go, then stood up and paced back and forth in the private room with his hands clasped behind him. A moment later, he strolled up next to Lan Wangji and stooped down to whisper softly into his ear. Lan Zhan? No response. Wei Wuxian tried again. Wangji Xiang? Lan Wangji was supporting his forehead with his right hand, and his breathing was steady and even. His face and his hand supporting it were both fair and flawless as fine jade. The faint scent of sandalwood permeated the air around him. It had been a cold, somber aroma, but it was now mixed with the richness of liquor, suffusing the cool scent with hints of warmth, much like the sweetness of mind that overcame those who were slightly drunk. It was surprisingly intoxicating. When Wei Wuxian moved close, that fragrance mingled with his breaths. This is so gay. He unconsciously lowered himself further and shifted closer. His thoughts were fuzzy. That's weird. Why does it feel a bit warm in here? Oh my god! Captivated by this heady sandalwood blend, Wei Wuxian was drifting closer and closer, though he was wholly unaware of the motion. His voice dropped to a low murmur and acquired a flighty, teasing flavor. Lan Arga? Gongza? An indistinct voice suddenly called to him. Wei Wuxian's face had come within inches of Lan Wangji's own, and the gaga on his tongue had nearly rolled over his lips. But that voice snapped him out of it, causing him to almost fall over as he jolted upward. The gaga on his lips? He almost guggaed? He guggaed too close to the sun. He immediately shielded Lan Wangji and turned to face the window from where the voice had come. There was a careful tap on that window, and the tiny voice once again floated through the wooden slats. Gongzi. Only then did Wei Wuxian notice his heart was beating a little faster than before. Mumbling a comment on the strangeness of it, he steadied himself and walked over to prop the window open. A black-clad man hung upside down outside the window with his feet hooked onto the eaves. He was about to knock again when Wei Wuxian thrust open the window and bonked his head in the process. The man let out a soft, and caught the shutter, coming face to face with Wei Wuxian. The chilly night breeze whirled in from the outside. Wen Ning had his eyes open, but they were no longer deadly white. Instead, they gazed at Wei Wuxian with a pair of quiet black eyes. The two stared at each other like that for a good while, one standing and one hanging. Come down, Wei Wuxian finally said. Wen Ning's feet slipped from the eaves as he fell, crashing heavily to the ground below. Wei Wuxian wiped the non-existent cold sweat from his forehead. What an excellent choice for a place to eat, he thought with relief. Thank goodness they'd picked this tavern. To add a tranquil atmosphere, the window of this private room faced a small patch of woods and not the streets. Wei Wuxian took a pole and propped the window fully open before leaning half of his body out to look down below. Wen Ning was dead weight, and his heavy fall had created a man-shaped pit. His eyes were still trained on Wei Wuxian even as he lay there. Wei Wuxian called out to him in a hushed tone. I told you to come down, not go down. Do you understand the word come? Wen Ning stretched his neck to look up at him, then crawled out of the pit and patted off the mud smeared on his clothes. He replied hastily, Oh, I'm coming. It's in the books. He hugged one of the inn's posts, ready to climb up the window once more. Wei Wuxian exclaimed, Stop! Stay right there! I'll go over to you. He returned to Lan Wangji's side and bent to whisper in his ear, Lanjian, oh Lanjian, please stay asleep a while longer. I'll be right back. Be good, Kay? Once he was done, he felt his hand itch. He couldn't help but flick Lan Wangji's eyelashes with the tip of his finger. Oh, that's psychotic. Those long lashes trembled slightly at the teasing touch. Lan Wangji seemed a little unsettled, his brows wrinkling. Wei Wuxian withdrew his claws and leapt out the window, hopping over eaves and branches and leaves before finally landing on the ground. He'd only just turned around when Wen Ning knelt in front of him. What are you doing? Wei Wuxian asked. Wen Ning did not speak a word and simply hung his head. Do you have to talk to me like this? Wei Wuxian sighed. Wen Ning murmured in a low voice, Gongzi, I'm sorry. Fine. And then Wei Wuxian knelt in front of Wen Ning as well. Startled, Wen Ning hastily kowtowed once to him, and Wei Wuxian instantly returned the kowtow. How do you pronounce that word? Kowtow? Kowtow. Wen Ning jumped to his feet in alarm, and only then did Wei Wuxian stand back up. He dusted himself off. Should have stood tall to talk like this from the start. Not so bad, is it? Kowtow? Kowtow? Kowtow. Okay. Kowtow. Jeez. Returned the kowtow. Wen Ning had his head bowed and was clearly afraid to speak. When did you regain your senses? Only just now, Wen Ning replied. Do you remember anything from when those skull-piercing nails were in your brain? Some things yes, some things no. What do you remember? Wei Wuxian asked. I remember being chained up in a pitch-black place. There might have been someone who periodically checked on me. Do you remember who it was? No, I only remember someone nailing something into my head. It was probably Shui Yang. He used skull-piercing nails when he controlled Songlan too. He used to be a guest cultivator of the Jin clan of Lanling, but we don't know whether he did it on their orders or for his own schemes. Wei Wuxian thought for a moment, then added, It was probably on their orders. Back then, they publicly announced that you'd been reduced to ashes. If the Jin clan of Lanling wasn't involved, he couldn't have hidden you all on his own. And then, how did you end up finding your way to Mount Dafan? Later, I don't know how much later, I suddenly heard clapping, Wen Ning said. I heard Gongzi say, Awake yet? So I broke the chains and ran out. That was the command Wei Wuxian had given the 3 fierce corpses back at Mo Manor. The Yiling Patriarch had issued countless such commands to the Ghost General once upon a time, so of course he also heard and obeyed the very first command Wei Wuxian gave upon his return to the world. In that muddled and confused state, Wen Ning began searching for him with his own undead kind, and Wei Wuxian's command pointing the way. As for the Jin clan of Lanling, they knew the fact that they'd been privately hiding the Ghost General could not be allowed to get out. If the news did break, it wouldn't just hurt their clan's reputation, but also incite panic. So even though Wen Ning ran off, they didn't dare pursue him with fanfare or put out an order for his arrest. Their hands were tied. Wen Ning, meandering across the land, had finally made it to Mount Dafan in time to heed Wei Wuxian's flute summons, and the two were successfully reunited. Wei Wuxian heaved a sigh. That don't know how much later is over a dozen years. He paused briefly, then said, but it's pretty much the same for me. Do you want me to tell you some of the things that happened over these years? I've heard a little, Wenning said. What have you heard? I heard the burial mound is gone. That everyone there, they're all gone. Wei Wuxian had wanted to tell him some fun, inconsequential gossip, like how the Lan family precepts had gone from 3,000 to 4,000, or other such things. He hadn't expected Wenning to bring up something so heavy from the get-go, and could think of nothing to say. But as somber as the topic was, Wenning's tone wasn't of profound grief. Instead, he sounded like he'd known all along that it had to be so, and it certainly was the case. They'd already predicted the worst-case scenario many times over a dozen years ago. After a moment of silence, Wei Wuxian asked, What else have you heard? Wenning said softly, Sect leader Zhang Cheng, brought forces to besiege the burial mounds, and killed you, sir. That one I gotta clarify, Wei Wuxian stated. He didn't kill me. I died from spiritual rebound. Wenning finally raised his head to look him in the eye, but sect leader Zhang was clearly... No one can walk along a single plank bridge their entire lives and never fall, Wei Wuxian explained. It can't be helped. Wenning seemed to want to sigh, but he had no air to exhale. All right, that topic is closed, Wei Wuxian said. Did you hear anything else? So, from the first book, on the first page, we find out that that was not true. I also love Zhang Cheng so much. What was I gonna say? Oh, Meeps, I missed your members message. Meeps has been a member for 14 months. Thank you so much, Meeps. Good night from London. Today I went shopping for danmei and souvenirs and saw Wicked. Oh my god, that sounds like a perfect day. That sounds like so much fun. And thank you so much for supporting our channel for that long. I really appreciate that. Zhang Cheng. What is spiritual rebound? Can someone define that? All right, that topic is closed, Wei Wuxian said. Did you hear anything else? Yes, Wenning gazed at him. Wei Gongzi, how horribly you died. ... Seeing the mournful look on his face, Wei Wuxian sighed. Have you not heard a single piece of good news? Wenning knotted his brows. No, I really haven't. ... Wei Wuxian actually had no response. Just then, there came the loud crash of something porcelain breaking from inside the main hall. Lan Sijue's voice quickly followed the sound. Weren't we discussing Shuiyang? How did the argument end up here? Yes, we were discussing Shuiyang, but I was wrong. But was I wrong? Jinling said furiously. What did Shuiyang do? He's an inhuman piece of scum, but Wei Ying was even more nauseating. What do you mean, can't be lumped together? Those demonic deviants are a plague on this world. They deserve to be killed. They deserve to all die, to go extinct. Wenning moved, but Wei Wuxian waved, motioning for him to stop. Then they heard Lan Jingyi joining the fray, complaining loudly. Why are you so angry? Sijue didn't say Wei Wuxian didn't deserve to die. He just said that those who practice the demonic path might not all be like Shui Yang. Did you need to chuck plates around? I didn't even get to try that. Didn't he also say the founder of the path might not have intended it to be used for harm? Jinling sneered. Who is this founder? Why don't you tell me? Who else could it be, if not Wei Ying? How perplexing. You lands of Gusu are also a distinguished cultivation clan. Didn't plenty of your people die at Wei Ying's hands? Wasn't it a headache to kill those walking corpses and all those minions? Lan Yuan, why are you arguing with such a bizarre stance? Just listen to you. Are you trying to exonerate Wei Ying? Lan Yuan was Lan Sijue's birth name. He defended himself. I was not trying to exonerate him. I was only suggesting that we not jump to any conclusions until we know the full story. Recall that, prior to our arrival at Yi City, plenty of people claimed that Xiao Qingchen Daozhang killed Chang Ping of the Chan clan of Yueyang as revenge. But what was actually the truth? No one actually witnessed Xiao Qingchen Daojiang kill Chang Ping, Jinling argued. They weren't claiming anything, just speculating. But how many cultivators died at Wei Wuxian's hands, at Wen Ning's hands? Not to mention the effects of the Yin Tiger tally during the Changji Path ambush and the Nightless City massacre. That's the truth that countless people witnessed. That's the irrefutable, undeniable truth. And I will never forget the fact that he had Wen Ning kill my father and that it was he who caused my mother's death. Oh, the poor baby. I mean, can you fucking blame him? If Wen Ning's face had any color to begin with, it would have been completely drained at this point. He asked in a low voice, Miss Zheng's son? Wei Wuxian was still. Jinling continued his furious screed. Oh, that's fucked up that Wen Ning is right there listening to this. My uncle grew up with him. My grandfather saw him as his own child, and my grandmother didn't treat him all that badly. Debatable. But what about him? It was his fault that Lotus Pier was infested by the Wen rabble, reduced to nothing but their devilish nest. He broke up the Zheng clan of Yunmeng and caused the death of my grandparents and my parents. Only my uncle is left. Wei Wuxian brought his death upon himself through the crimes he committed. For all the hell he raised, his fate was to die without a corpse. The full story is right there. What's there to consider? What's there to exonerate? He argued back aggressively, and Lan Sizhui did not respond. A good moment later, another boy spoke up. Why do we have to fight over this for no reason? Let's just not bring it up anymore, okay? We're eating right now, and the food's getting cold. Judging by the voice, the boy who had spoken was the one Wei Wuxian teased as romantic, and another boy agreed aloud. Zishan is right. Stop fighting. Sizhui was just careless with his words, that's all. How could he have put so much thought into a casual comment? Sit down, Jin Gongzi. Let's eat. Yeah, we just escaped from Yi City. We've forged an unbreakable bond by escaping the jaws of death together. So why start an argument over something unintentionally said? Come on. Jinling humphed. Only then did Lan Sizhui speak, polite as always. Forgive me. I thoughtlessly misspoke. Please take a seat, Jin Gongzi. If the noise persists, Heng Guanjun might come downstairs, and that would be bad. Mentioning Heng Guanjun really was miraculously effective. Jinling immediately stopped making so much as a single peep. He didn't even huff again. The sound of the table and the benches being moved followed, suggesting they had sat back down. Noise returned to the main hall, and the youths' voices were quickly drowned in the clatter of cups, plates, and chopsticks. Wei Wuxian and Wen Ning, however, stood quietly there in the woods, their faces somber. As the silence stretched on, Wen Ning soundlessly knelt again. It was a while before Wei Wuxian noticed his movement, and he waved listlessly. It's got nothing to do with you. Wen Ning was just about to speak when his eyes suddenly moved to a spot behind Wei Wuxian, looking taken aback. Wei Wuxian started to turn when he saw a white-robed blur dart past him, raise a foot, and kick Wen Ning's shoulder. Wen Ning was sent crashing backwards, creating another man-shaped pit. Lan Wangji was about to kick again when Wei Wuxian hurriedly pulled him to a stop. He begged repeatedly, Heng Guanjun, peace! It would appear sleep time was over, and drunk time had arrived, and Lan Wangji had come seeking him. This situation was oddly familiar. It truly was shocking how his story repeated itself. Lan Wangji looked more normal than he had during their previous incident, though. He wasn't wearing his boots on the wrong feet, and even when he was boorishly kicking Wen Ning with said boots, his face remained stern and righteous and flawless in its perfection. Once Wei Wuxian stopped him, he adjusted his sleeves and nodded. He stood there looking wholly proud and, as per Wei Wuxian's request, rained down no further kicks. I loved when he's just, go away. Wei Wuxian seized the moment of peace to attend to Wen Ning. You all right? I'm fine, Wen Ning answered. If you're fine, then stand up. What are you still kneeling for? Wei Wuxian admonished. Wen Ning crawled to his feet, hesitated briefly, then gave a greeting. Lan Gongzi? Lan Wangji screwed up his eyebrows, then covered his ears and turned his back to Wen Ning, facing Wei Wuxian instead. He used his own body to block Wei Wuxian's line of sight. ... Wen Ning was speechless. You best not stand there, Wei Wuxian explained. Lan Zhan, doesn't like seeing you very much. What's wrong with Lan Gongzi? Wen Ning asked. Nothing, just drunk, Wei Wuxian replied. Huh? Wenning went blank, as if this was too much to believe. A good moment later, he finally asked, "Then what should we do?" "What else?" Wei Wuxian shrugged. "I'll take him inside and toss him in bed." "Okay," Lan Wangji said. "Huh? Don't you have your ears covered? Why can you hear me perfectly all of a sudden, Wei Wuxian prodded him. Lan Wangji didn't respond this time, but he still covered his ears firmly, as if he hadn't been the one to interrupt just now. The fact he said okay to that is so funny. Caught between laughing and crying, Wei Wuxian turned to Wenning. "Take care of yourself." Wenning nodded, but couldn't help but steal another glance at Lan Wangji. Just as he was about to retreat, Wei Wuxian called out again. "Wenning, why don't you find a place to hide first?" Wenning looked taken aback. "You've technically died twice now," Wei Wuxian continued. "Get some good rest." Once Wenning left, Wei Wuxian peeled Lan Wangji's hands from his ears. All right, he is gone. You can't hear him, and you won't see him either. Only then did Lan Wangji drop his hands. His light-colored eyes stared blankly at Wei Wuxian, their gaze too clear, too forthright. The desire to prank Lan Wangji surged like a tempest within Wei Wuxian, like something inside him had been ignited. He smiled slyly. "Lan Zhan, will you still answer whatever question I ask of you? Do whatever I ask of you?" My god, that scared me. Dog opened the door. Lan Wangji replied. "Take off your forehead ribbon," Wei Wuxian commanded him. Sure enough, Lan Wangji reached behind his head and slowly undid the knot to remove the white forehead ribbon embroidered with rolling clouds. With the ribbon now in his clutches, Wei Wuxian examined it closely, flipping it over and over this way and that. Well, drat. There's nothing particularly special about this, and here I thought it was hiding some big scandalous secret. Why did you get so angry when I snatched it back then? Could it be that, back then, Lan Wangji simply disliked him and hated anything he did? Oh my god, this is so good. This is so, so good. Suddenly, he felt something tighten around his wrists. Lan Wangji had used the forehead ribbon to bind his hands together and was now tying a knot at an unhurried pace. "What are you doing?" Wei Wuxian asked. He wanted to see exactly what Lan Wangji was up to, so he allowed him to continue. The man bound his hands tight. At first, he tied a slip knot. Then he gave it some thought, seemed to conclude that was unsuitable, and undid the bonds and changed tactics to a dead knot. He thought some more, then, still concluding it wasn't enough, tied another knot atop that one. The draping ends of the Land Clan of Gusu's forehead ribbons were meant to drift beautifully in the wind, fluttering and free. This came with the requirement that they be quite long. Lan Wangji tied 7 to 8 dead knots in succession, piling them all into a string of ugly little bumps before he was able to stop, seemingly satisfied. "Hey, do you not want this forehead ribbon anymore?" Wei Wuxian asked. Lan Wangji's frown had relaxed. Taking the other end of the forehead ribbon, he lifted Wei Wuxian's hands and raised them to his eyes, like he was admiring his grand masterpiece. With his hands suspended, Wei Wuxian thought, I look like a criminal. Wait, why am I playing along with him? Shouldn't I be the one playing him? Snapping out of it, Wei Wuxian demanded, "Untie me." Repeating the same old trick of deliberate misunderstanding, Lan Wangji happily reached out for Wei Wuxian's collar and sash. "Don't untie that!" Wei Wuxian exclaimed. "Untie the tie on my hands! This thing that you trussed me up with, this forehead ribbon." If Lan Wangji stripped him naked with his hands still bound, it was horrifying to even imagine. Lan Wangji, man! He's going for it! He went right for his dick! Lan Wangji's brows furrowed again at his demand, and he was still for the longest time. Wei Wuxian raised his hands in front of him and coaxed. "Didn't you say you'd listen to me? Untie this for Gaga. Good boy." Lan Wangji gave him a look, then calmly turned away, as if he couldn't understand what he was saying, as if his words required painstakingly and lengthy consideration. Oh my god. Maybe he liked that a little bit too much. Masami says good boy is crazy, right? Good boy? He liked good boy so much he had to turn around. "Oh, I get it," Wei Wuxian complained loudly. "You jump at the chance to tie me up, but when I tell you to let me go, suddenly you don't understand, huh?" The Lan family's forehead ribbons were made of the same material as their outfits. They looked light and airy, but were in fact incomparably sturdy. Lan Wangji had bound his hands tight and put the series of dead knots on top of that. Wei Wuxian couldn't struggle free no matter how he twisted and contorted himself. Well, I really shot myself in the foot, he thought. Thankfully it's just a forehead ribbon and not something hellish like an immortal binding rope, or he'd really have me tied up good. Lan Wangji was gazing into the distance as he tugged at the dangling ribbon in his hands. He really seemed to be having a splendid time, pulling at it and swinging his arm. "Untie me, Kay," Wei Wuxian begged piteously. "Hang Guanjun, you're such a grateful and transcendent soul. How can you do something like this? Why do you need to tie me up? How unsightly, right? What if other people see it, Having heard the last part, Lan Wangji led him out of the woods. As he was tugged, stumbling along the path, Wei Wuxian exclaimed, Wait a sec! I meant it'd be no good if other people saw! I wasn't telling you to show it to other people! Hey, are you still pretending you don't understand? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? You're only understanding what you want to understand. Isn't that it? Lan Zhan! Lan Wangji! As he spoke, Lan Wangji had already dragged him out of the woods and circled around to the street, entering the main hall of the tavern from the first floor. Uh-oh. The juniors were still eating, drinking, and having a swell time. How swell of a time. So swell. Although there had been a minor disagreement earlier, young people were good at quickly forgetting such things, and they were currently in the merry throes of drinking games. A few of the braver Lan Clan juniors wanted to sneak drinks, so someone had been watching the stairs to the second floor to prevent their plot being discovered by Lan Wangji. None of them could have imagined Lan Wangji would suddenly drag Wei Wuxian through the front doors, which were left unguarded. When they twisted their heads to see, every single one of them looked stunned. Clink, clank. Lan Jingyi threw himself onto the table to hide the wine cups. He toppled several plates and bowls in the process, rendering the concealment completely ineffective and making the objects all the more conspicuous instead. Lan Sidgui stood up. Han Guanjun, why are you entering through here again? Wei Wuxian laughed. Haha, your Han Guanjun was feeling a bit warm, so we went out for a breath of fresh air. We thought we'd ambush you guys on a whim. See, we caught you sneaking drinks. He prayed inwardly. Please let Lan Zhan drag me right upstairs. Please don't say or do anything unnecessary. As long as he maintained that icy cold facade and said not a word, no one would know where there was something wrong with him. He was just thinking this when Lan Wangji dragged him right to the table where the juniors sat. Lan Sidgui was greatly shocked. Han Guanjun, your forehead ribbon. He hadn't finished the sentence when his eyes fell on Wei Wuxian's wrists, with Han Guanjun's forehead ribbon binding them. As though miffed that not enough people had noticed, Lan Wangji raised the ribbon high, lifting Wei Wuxian's arms to show everyone present. It's like, this is my wife! This is my wife! Look at my wife! A chicken wing fell from Lan Jingyi's mouth. It landed in his bowl, splashing sauce everywhere and staining his robes. Only one thought filled Wei Wuxian's head. Lan Wangji will have lost all face once he sobers up. Jinling asked, sounding unsure, what is he doing? He's demonstrating a unique use for the Lan Clan's forehead ribbon, Wei Wuxian hurriedly explained. What unique use? Lan Sidgui began to question before trailing off. When you encounter a very strange walking corpse and want to bring it back for closer examination, you can remove the forehead ribbon and apprehend it like so, Wei Wuxian stated. That's not right, Lan Jingyi protested. Our forehead ribbons are... Lan Sidgui quickly crammed the chicken wing back in Lan Jingyi's mouth and said hastily, I see. I didn't realize there was such a marvelous use. Oh my gosh. Lan Sidgui reading the room. Ignoring the odd looks in the onlookers' eyes, Lan Wangji dragged Wei Wuxian straight upstairs. And there's a picture. Wei Wuxian is enjoying it a little bit too much. And Lan Wangji is unbothered. The juniors are so cute. Walking him like a dog. Lan Wangji entered the room, turned around, closed the door, and then locked the door. The last step was to push the table against the door, as if blocking some enemy from the outside. As Lan Wangji busied himself with these tasks, Wei Wuxian watched helplessly. Are you planning on butchering someone in here? There was a painted wooden screen installed in the private room, which divided the space in two. One side was set up with a table and seats to eat and converse at, while the other half had a long curtain-draped divan to rest on. Lan Wangji dragged him to the latter side and shoved him onto the bed. Wei Wuxian knocked lightly against the divan's wooden headboard. He yelped a token ow, but his real thoughts were, is he gonna force me to sleep with him again? It's not high time yet, is it? Hearing his pained cry, Lamanji swept aside the hem of his white robe and sat down most gracefully on the side of the divan. He reached out and stroked Wei Wuxian's head. Although his expression was stoic, his touch was gentle, as if asking, did it hurt? As he stroked, the corner of Wei Wuxian's lips twitched. Owie! Ow, ow, ow! Slight worry began to color Lamanji's face at his continuous complaints, and his touch became even gentler. He even patted his shoulder as an act of consolation. Oh! Wei Wuxian raised his hands to show him. Let me go, won't you? Hengguanzhen, you've tied me up so tight that I'm gonna bleed. It hurts. Undo the forehead ribbon and let me go, okay? Okay? Lamanji covered his mouth in an instant. When it comes to things you don't want to do, you pretend you don't understand me, and when you can't pretend you don't understand, you simply won't let me talk. So despicable! Wei Wuxian thought. Well then, don't blame me for what comes next! Lamanji had one hand firmly covering his mouth, so Wei Wuxian parted his lips. The tip of his tongue swiftly and lightly flicked over Lamanji's palm. It was the lightest of touches, like a dragonfly skimming the surface of water, but Lamanji's hand recoiled as if his palm had been licked by a flame instead. Wei Wuxian drew in deep breath, briefly feeling like his grievances were satisfied. But then he saw Lamanji turn around and hug his knees. This boy definitely has a boner. Lamanji sat on the divan with his back facing him, cradling the lightly licked hand near his heart, and went still. Oh my god! He's like, oh. That's crazy. Lamanji looked as though he'd lost all will to live after being violated by a pervert. I don't think that is what he was thinking. Those who didn't know the situation at hand would assume Wei Wuxian had done something awful to him. Seeing him look like he'd suffered a huge blow, Wei Wuxian commented, "Didn't like that? Well, it's too bad. It's your fault for being such a bully and not letting me speak. Why don't you come here and I'll give it a wipe for you?" He reached out with his bound hands to touch Lamanji's shoulder, but the man dodged away. Seeing the way Lamanji hugged his knees and silently curled up at the corner of the bed, another wave of desire to bully him surged in Wei Wuxian's chest. He knelt on the bed and scooted closer and closer to Lamanji. He chuckled in the most alluring tone he was capable of. Scared? Lamanji jumped off the bed at once. He kept his distance, his back still turned to Wei Wuxian, as if he was scared of him. Now Wei Wuxian was really gonna cut loose. He languidly slipped off the divan and giggled. My, why are you hiding? Don't run away. You still have my hands bound. I'm not afraid. So what are you scared of? Come here. He laughed as he closed in. Lamanji rushed to the other side of the painted screen and was met with the table he had pushed against the door himself to block the entrance. Wei Wuxian stepped around the screen to chase after him, circling to the other side. The two chased each other in circles around and around the screen 7 to 8 times. Wei Wuxian was just starting to enjoy himself when his mind finally caught up with him. What am I doing? Playing tag? What the heck? Did the doors on my brain shut? Lanjan's drunk, but why am I playing along with him too? When Lamanji noticed his pursuer had stopped, he stopped as well. Hiding behind the screen, he silently peeked out a sliver of his snow-white face to spy on Wei Wuxian. Wei Wuxian scrutinized him. The man appeared wholly serious and upright, as if it were an entirely different person behaving like a 6-year-old and running around and around the screen with Wei Wuxian. You want to keep going? Wei Wuxian asked. Lamanji nodded expressionlessly. Wei Wuxian was holding back so much laughter that he was going to hurt himself. Oh my god! Where Lanjan gets drunk, he wants to play tag. Ha 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 ha. His suppressed laughter racked him like an overwhelming tempest. It was only with great pain that he kept it in, his whole body shaking with the effort. This land clan of Gusu, no clamor allowed, no fooling around allowed, no walking fast allowed. Lanjan must have never gotten to cut loose like this when he was younger. Tisk, tisk, tisk. So sad. Either way, he won't remember anything when he sobers up, so it's fine if I play along with him a little. He never got to play tag? Aww. He ran at Lamanji for a couple of steps, feigning a chase. Sure enough, Lamanji also resumed fleeing. Wei Wuxian decided to treat this like he was playing a game with the little one, and did his best to humor Lamanji, chasing him around for a few more laps. Run, 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 faster! Don't let me catch you. Every time I catch you, I'll lick you. You scared? He had intended for this to be a threat, but Lamwenji unexpectedly walked around the screen and deliberately collided with him. Oh my gosh. Wei Wuxian was trying to catch him. Why would he deliver himself to his doorstep? He was speechless for a second, forgetting to even reach out. Seeing he wasn't moving, Lamwenji took Wei Wuxian's bound hands and looped his arms around his own neck, like he was voluntarily sticking his head into an indestructible noose. You caught me. Wei Wuxian was confused. Yes, I caught you. Lamwenji appeared to be waiting in anticipation for something. After a good while of waiting, it had not arrived, so he repeated the 3 words again, with more emphasis this time, as if impatiently urging him. You caught me. Yeah, I caught you, Wei Wuxian agreed. He caught him, and then what? What did he say again? Every time he caught him, he'd what? No way. This time doesn't count, Wei Wuxian said. You walked over on your own. He trailed off when he saw Lamwenji's face drop. His expression frosted over, and he looked incredibly unhappy. No way, Wei Wuxian thought. Lanzhan doesn't just like playing tag when he's drunk. He also likes being licked? He meant to remove his arms from around Lamwenji's neck, but Lamwenji refused to free them, pinning them firmly in place with his own. Wei Wuxian saw one of his hands was on his upper arm. After a moment of contemplation, he tilted his head, tentatively pressed his cheek close, and like the ghost of a kiss, let his lips brush the back of Lamwenji's hand. The tip of his tongue lightly swept that cool jade skin. Oh my god. Oh my god! Kate. We have to make out now, it's the rules! It was a very, very light touch. Lamwenji shrank back, fast as lightning. He removed Wei Wuxian's arms and then scurried off to face the wall with his back facing him again. He hugged the hand that had been licked to his own chest, his head bowed and his lips unspeaking. So is he afraid or does he like it? Wei Wuxian pondered. Or is it both? As he considered this question, Lamwenji turned back around. His face calm once more, he requested, again. Again? Again? Oh my god. Damn. Again? Again what? Wei Wuxian asked. Lamwenji ducked behind the screen again and peeked half his face out to peep at him. The meaning was more than obvious. Let's play again. You chase, I run. Briefly speechless, Wei Wuxian followed along and did it again. This time, he'd only chased him for 2 steps before Lamwenji came colliding with him on his own again. You really are doing this on purpose, Wei Wuxian griped. Lamwenji looped Wei Wuxian's arms around his own neck again, like he understood none of what had just been said, and waited once more for Wei Wuxian to fulfill his promise. I'm letting Lanzhan have such a great time by himself, Wei Wuxian thought. That won't do at all. Either way, he won't remember anything I do to him once he sobers up, so let me raise the stakes. He continued to plot against Lamwenji as the two moved to sit on the wooden divan. You like the licking, right? Wei Wuxian asked. Don't turn your head away. Tell me, do you like it? If you do, we don't necessarily have to run around every time. I'll do it as much as you want. Imagine being Lamwenji in this moment. It's like not only is Wei Wuxian the love of your life, it is also your crush. Like, in this moment, I feel like he's able to look at him like such a crush. Like, all the trauma is not there. He is just like a young boy with this crush in his room right now. And his crush just said, I'll lick you as much as you want. Like, he raised one of Lamwenji's hands, then lowered his head and dropped a kiss between those fair fingers, so long and so slender. Lamwenji began to shrink back again, but Wei Wuxian held his hand tight, not letting him withdraw. Then he pressed his lips against those defined knuckles, his breath feather-light. His lips traveled along Lamwenji's fingers until they found the back of his hand, where he dropped another kiss. Oh my god. So intimate. Oh my god. Lamwenji couldn't pull his hand back, no matter how hard he tried. He curled his fingers, clenching them into a fist. TRC Gaming, thank you for your donation. When you come in on the Wei Wuxian asking Lan Wangji if he likes licking. Honestly, yeah. It's crazy. Wei Wuxian pulled back a bit of his sleeve, revealing his snow-white wrist, and dropped a kiss on it too. His wrist? That's crazy. He didn't move his head after the kiss, only raising his eyes. Is that enough? Lan Wangji's lips were tightly pursed, unspeaking. Only then did Wei Wuxian languidly straighten up. Did you burn me any paper money? He asked. No response. Wei Wuxian snorted a laugh, then pressed close. He dropped another kiss over his heart against his robe. If you don't talk, then I won't give you any more. Tell me, how did you recognize me? Lan Wangji closed his eyes, his lips trembling. He looked as though he was about to confess. He kissed over his chest. It's so sweet. It's so cute. Orion, thank you for your donation. I remember when I started Modazushi, I said I couldn't handle another Shenching-cho. Oh boy, was I in for it. Oh, yeah. However, it just so happened that Wei Wuxian had been staring at those pale, red, soft-looking lips, as though bewitched. He dropped a kiss upon them. His tongue followed after, licking along his lips as though unsatiated. Their eyes widened at the same time. He freaking kissed him! Fully of his own volition. It wasn't even a part of the game. Because it was Lan Wangji's turn to say something. And Wei Wuxian just kissed him. Oh. It's such a good kiss. Lan Wangji closed this. I'm going back a bit. Lan Wangji closed his eyes, his lips trembling. He looked as though he was about to confess. However, it just so happened that Wei Wuxian had been staring at those pale, red, soft-looking lips. As though bewitched, he dropped a kiss upon them. His tongue followed after, licking along his lips as though unsatiated. That's crazy. The tension, right? Their eyes widened at the same time. A good moment later, Lan Wangji suddenly raised his hand. Wei Wuxian snapped to his senses, his body drenched in cold sweat. Thinking Lan Wangji was going to slap him silly right then and there, he quickly rolled off the divan, but when he looked back, he saw Lan Wangji slap his own forehead, forcefully knocking himself unconscious before collapsing onto the wooden bed. I forgot he did that! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god. When you just can't fucking handle it and you have to knock yourself out. That's crazy. Getting too horny to function. Literally, it's like, I can't trust myself with any more. Thunk. Here, in this private room, Wei Wuxian sat on the floor while Lan Wangji was slumped on the divan. A gust of cold wind blew in through the open window, sending cold shivers down Wei Wuxian's back, but it helped clear his head somewhat. He rose to his feet, pushed the table back in place, and sat down next to it. He stayed dazed for a while, then he lowered his head and painstakingly bit at the forehead ribbon around his wrists until the mess of dead knots was loosened at last. Once his hands were free again, he very naturally reached to pour himself a cup of liquor to deal with his shock. But when he delivered the cup to his lips, there was not a single drop to be had. He looked down to find nothing in the cup at all. He had chugged the entire contents of the jug much earlier, but somehow hadn't noticed that nothing had come out when he poured now. Wei Wuxian put the empty cup back on the table. Why bother? That's enough booze for today. When he turned his head, he could see just enough around the screen to catch sight of Lan Wangji lying quietly on the divan. I really had too much today. I crossed the line. Even if Lan Zhan's drunk and probably won't remember anything after he wakes up, I shouldn't have tasted a teased a perfectly good and proper man like him so outrageously. It was too far. It was too disrespectful. Crimson Queen, thank you for your donation. I read Motozushi before TGCF and Scumvillain, and Wei Wuxian and Lamoji just ruined me. They changed my brain chemistry or something. I love them so much. Oh, and hi y'all. I love them too. And hello, happy to see you. This is such a good scene. The tension between them is like just delicious, right? Ah. But when he remembered exactly how he had been outrageous, Wei Wuxian couldn't help but raise his hand and softly touch his own lips. He stroked the forehead ribbon in his hand until it was straightened out again, then walked to the side of the divan and placed it next to the pillow. He forced himself not to sneak even a single look at Lamoji's face as he crouched down and helped him remove his boots, arranging them in the standard Lan Clan sleeping position. The fact that he touched his lips is like so gay too. After completing his task, Wei Wuxian leaned against the divan and sat on the floor. His mind was running wild and in complete disarray, but one thing was absolutely clear. He couldn't let Lan Zhan drink again. If he acted like that with everyone when drunk, then that wouldn't be good at all. Oh yeah, because he's just, yeah, he's a slut for sure. For some reason, Wei Wuxian felt indescribably guilty tonight. He didn't dare squeeze into the same bed as Lamoji as he usually did, and he spent the night on the ground instead, passing out against the divan some time after his head lolled against it. The morning arrived fuzzily. He felt someone gently pick him up and lay him down on the divan. Oh! Wei Wuxian blearily cracked his eyes open, and Lamoji's eternally cool face entered his vision. He was immediately half awake. Lan Zhan. Lan Zhan answered him with a, Are you sober or drunk right now? Wei Wuxian asked. Sober. Oh, is it Mao time? Wei Wuxian wondered. Lamoji woke punctually every day at Mao time, which was how Wei Wuxian could determine the time without looking at the sky. Lamoji lifted Wei Wuxian's wrists, upon which were countless red welts. He retrieved a little light green porcelain bottle and bowed his head as he applied a fine medicinal cream to the welts, which instantly cooled them. Wei Wuxian squinted his eyes. Owie, Hengwen-jun, you really are such a rude drunk. You suffer the consequences of your own actions, Lamoji said without looking up. Wow! Wei Wuxian's heart lurched. Lan Zhan, you really don't remember what you got up to when you're drunk, right? No. Probably true, Wei Wuxian thought, or he wouldn't have been so furiously embarrassed that he'd have butchered me by now. Would have been. He was glad Lamoji didn't remember, but also a little disappointed. It was like having secretly done something bad or eaten a forbidden treat on the sly. You'd hide in a corner snickering, secretly delighted that no one discovered you, but disappointed you had no one with whom to share the unmentionable joy. Unconsciously, his eyes traveled to Lamoji's lips once more. Oh boy. Although those lips never curved upward, they always looked very soft, and they were, indeed, very soft. Wei Wuxian unconsciously bit his own lips as his mind began to wander off into the vast universe. The Lan Clan of Gusu is so strict, and Lan Zhan is completely immune to romance, so he must have never kissed a girl before. What should I do? Should I tell him I took his first? If he found out, would he be so angry he'd cry? Maybe he'd be when he was younger, but he probably won't now. Besides, he's like a wooden monk. Maybe he's never even thought about that sort of thing. Wait! Last time he got drunk, I asked if he liked anyone, and he told me yes! So maybe he's already kissed someone. But with Lan Zhan's chronic restraint, love must have ended at virtue. They probably never kissed, probably never even held hands. Maybe he never understood the type of like I was referring to in the first place. Oh my god, also, oh my god, like spoilers for the other part. That wasn't their first kiss. Oh my god, sorry. After Lamoji finished applying the cream, someone lightly knocked 3 times at the door. Lan Sijue's voice followed. Hengwen-jun, are you both up? Shall we be departing? Wait downstairs, Lamoji replied. Once the group left the city, they would go to their separate ways to the gates. The clan juniors had originally only known each other by sight, having at most dropped in during symposiums hosted by one clan or the other. But over these last few days, they've investigated the city, they burned paper money together, snuck drinks together, argued with each other, and argued with other people together. They were well acquainted with each other by now, making them reluctant to say their farewell. They dragged their feet as the city gates, promising to visit during a symposium hosted by one family or to travel to another family's domain for a night hunt. Lamonji didn't rush them. He stood underneath a tree, tall and silent, letting them chatter away. He was also keeping an eye on Fairy, so it didn't dare bark or run around and could only cower under the tree, gazing pitifully in Jinling's direction while rapidly wagging its tail. I love how he lets the kids be kids. Like, he was such a fucking, like, hard ass as a kid, and he didn't get to enjoy, like, the boyhood stuff. And so I really love that he lets the Land Juniors, like, be boys, you know? Sorry. Taking advantage of Lamonji watching the dog, Wei Wuxian put his arm around Jinling and strolled off. Mo Shanyu was one of Jin Guanshan's illegitimate sons. He was Jin Sizhuan and Jin Guanyao's younger half-brother, born of the same father but a different mother from either of them. In terms of bloodline, he was technically also Jinling's little uncle, which meant he could matter-of-factly exhort him using the tone of an elder. "Don't quarrel with your uncle anymore when you go back," he said as he walked. "Listen to him, and be more careful from now on. Don't rush off on night hunts on your own." While Jinling was from a distinguished sect, gossip spared no one. As an orphan, it couldn't be helped that he was eager to secure accomplishments, eager to prove himself. "You're only in your teens," Wei Wuxian added. "None of the clan juniors your age have brought down any formidable evil creatures, so why be so impatient to snatch your first?" Jinling mumbled. "My uncle and little uncle were teenagers when they first won acclaim." Is that even comparable? Wei Wuxian thought. Everyone was on edge back then, thanks to the tyranny of the Wen clan of Qishan. If you didn't train with everything you had, if you weren't ready to kill at all times, who knew when your luck would run out? Everyone was drafted into battle during the Sunshot campaign. No one cared if you were a teenager or how old you were, but things are peaceful now. The clans are all stable, the atmosphere isn't as tense, and people have stopped killing themselves cultivating because there's no need for it anymore. Even that damned dog Wei Ying was in his teens when he slaughtered the Shanwu beast, Jinling added. If he could manage that, why can't I? Wei Wuxian shuddered when he heard his own name with that word in front of it. He painstakingly shook off the goosebumps. Did he kill that thing? Wasn't it Heng Guanjun? At the mention of Heng Guanjun, Jinling gave him an indiscernible look, like he wanted to say something but forced it back down. You and Heng Guanjun... Never mind. It's between you and him anyway. I don't want to concern myself with you. Go be a cut sleeve if you love it so much. It's an incurable disease. Oh my god. Wei Wuxian laughed. How is that a disease? Inwardly, he was in stitches, doubling over. He still thinks I'm shamelessly throwing myself at Lan Zhan. I now know the meaning behind the forehead ribbon of the Land Clan of Gusu, Jinling declared. Since this is how it is, stay by Heng Guanjun's side properly. If you're going to be a cut sleeve, you have to cut in a chaste and honest way. Stop courting other men, especially one from our families. Otherwise, don't blame me for coming after you. His families, including the Jin clan of Lanling, as well as the Zheng clan of Yunmeng, it would appear his tolerance for cut sleeves had increased. As long as Wei Wuxian didn't pursue people from those households, he could look the other way. Such a brat, Wei Wuxian tutted. What do you mean courting other men? Saying it like I'm so that. And forehead ribbon, there's a meaning behind the forehead ribbon? Don't give me that, Jinling exclaimed. You got what you wanted, so don't get carried away. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Are you Wei Ying? Oh my god. Oh my god. He tossed that out suddenly at the end, cutting straight to the point to catch him off guard. Wei Wuxian replied easily, Do you think I look like him? Jinling was quiet for a moment, then suddenly blew a short whistle. Fairy! Having been called by its master, Fairy dashed over with its tongue hanging out, flapping in the wind. Wei Wuxian bolted off. Just talk to me properly. Why release the hounds? Jinling humphed. Bye! Having said his farewells, he took off gallantly in the direction of Lanling with his head held high. It would seem he still didn't dare go see Zheng Cheng at Lotus Pier in Yunmeng. The other clan juniors went off in different directions in groups of 2s and 3s, heading home. Finally, only Wei Wuxian, Lamonji, and the Lan juniors remained. The juniors continuously looked backward as they walked, unable to control themselves. Although Lan Jingyi said nothing, he looked a little forlorn and reluctant to part ways. "Where are we going next?" he asked. "Zewu Jun is currently attending a night hunt in the Tan Prefecture area," Lan Sidue said. "Are we heading straight back to the cloud recesses, or should we join him there?" "We will join him in Tan Prefecture," Lan Wangji stated. Good, good. Maybe we can give him a hand or something," Wei Wuxian said. "We don't know where our good buddy's head has gotten to anyway." The two of them walked ahead while the boys followed far behind. After they'd traveled a while, Lan Wangji said, "Zheng Cheng knows who you are." Wei Wuxian was riding Little Apple, letting the spotted donkey walk at a leisurely pace. "Yeah, he knows. But so what? He has no proof." Unlike possession, a spiritual sacrifice left no evidence that could be traced. Zhang Cheng was only basing his conclusion on Wei Wuxian's reaction at seeing a dog, but he'd never told anyone Wei Wuxian was afraid of dogs, and the only people close to each other could dissect reactions and facial expressions thus. Such things hardly served as concrete evidence. Even if Zhang Cheng were to post public bulletins everywhere announcing that the Yiling patriarch Wei Wuxian cowered at the sight of a dog, everyone would only take it as a sign that the Sandu Shengshou had finally gone mad after years of unsuccessfully pursuing the Yiling patriarch. "That's why I'm so curious," Wei Wuxian said. "How in the world did you recognize me?" Lan Wangji replied dryly, "I am also curious as to why your memory is so dreadful." Damn. Get wrecked. And there is a paragraph break there, so we're gonna end that chapter there. Damn. I can only imagine how frustrating that would be for Lan Wangji. That was a really fun chapter. Not telling says, "I love when Lan Wangji is a bitch." Me too. I love when his attitude slips in there, you know? Sassy man apocalypse. I'm excited to have more Lan Chen next episode, I think. I can't believe Wei Wuxian keeps asking him that, too. Like, can't he figure it out by now? Ugh. This just reminds me, though, that, like, we have, like, I feel like we've already gone through so much, and there's still so much in the past to read through. Like, not in a bad way, just like in a, oh my god, like, they've talked about what they've experienced in the past, and we're going to get to read all of that in depth. The whole turtle arc, like, oh my god. Kate says, Zewu Jun is Lan Zichen. Right, yeah. Zichen. I'm glad you liked the readings, Masami. Wei Wuxian had to take a minute to remember he told Lan Wangji he'd lick him. He can't remember 12 plus years ago. I know! I actually thought that too. It's like, how did you forget? You literally just mentioned it. That scene was really good. The kissing scene was so good. I love that. Ugh, just him unable to do it. And then he felt so bad afterwards. If only he knew. Oh, if only he knew. I love it. Okay, well, I won't be able to stream tomorrow because Stitch and I are going to look at wedding venues. And then Friday we have our members only game night at 7. And then Saturday we're going to that convention. So I might be able to do Sunday, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I will try to make a post earlier. At the very least, I'll make a post Sunday. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me and turning my day around. I had a good day, and then I don't know, I just started to feel anxious or something. It was weird. But I was thankful that Stitch wanted to do the beginning with me, and everyone was so kind that I felt really good. I might just be tired or something. Fox the Ember says, the scene was adorable. I remember using the chasing play scene audio in TikTok when I did my Lan Wangji cosplay. Oh, that's so cute! Oh, yes! Just the thought, just the picture of, like, Wei Wuxian's, like, arms, like, over Lan Wangji's arms trapped there, and him and kissing his hand, and his wrist, and his chest, and his lips, like, ah, so cute. All right. I will see you guys Friday for the member stream. And if not, hopefully Sunday. Okay, bye.